Hello and welcome to BeamNG.drive. Today I'm taking a look at the Ibishu Diadem. It is based on the Grand Marshal and in fact it looks very similar to it from all the sides, and as you can see this is how the Diadem looks from the outside. It has a bit shortened frame compared to the Grand Marshal, and on the inside we have the standard 90s somewhat luxurious Japanese interior, a lot of electric stuff, and on the rear it's overall pretty well made. It has two very cool details for me. First, the mirrors on the fenders on some models, and it doesn't have the frames on the doors, so as you can see there is no frame for the windows, and also it misses half of this pillar, of the middle pillar, which is fantastic detail. Probably not the safest overall, but it's pretty neat. On the front it is also pretty different, not that much, but you can notice that it's not a Grand Marshal, but it still looks pretty clean. And now for a test drive. This model is the 28L. The 28 probably stands for the engine capacity, because this is a 2.8 liter engine. It is 6 cylinders in line, and it is overall a decent vehicle to drive. It handles decently enough. It isn't the fastest, because of course it is also pretty heavy. All the models weigh over 1800 kilograms, so it is pretty unusual for Japanese vehicles, because in Japan there are a lot of K cars. So not the most powerful engine combined with a heavy frame makes this vehicle not the laziest, but also not the most reactive vehicle. On this climb, of course, probably not many vehicles will be faster, so here I'm flat out at 35 kilometers per hour, speed is dropping, but I'm at the top of the climb. So overall this vehicle is pleasant to drive, not too fast, it handles well. So nothing more to say on the handling of this particular model, at least. I'm not having trouble driving on this road. The wheel spin is there in some occasions, and it's said from someone that wheel spins every vehicle around, so because I can drive, so this is a overall pleasant experience to drive. Anyway, I think I see a drop here, so let's jump and let's see the damage on the vehicle. Oof! And the tree got me. Okay, that was pretty good damage. Let's go to a stop. Okay, the frame, the overall vehicle is not that much bent from that grab, which is weird, considering that it misses this pillar here. The front is somewhat smashed up. It misses, however, some body parts in the engine bay. I don't know if they are there and just not visible, but I still can see them. As you can see, a lot of parts are floating around. Also, this is the custom engine, which is pretty big engine for a high 6 2.8 liters, and I think overall this vehicle is pretty sturdy. This vehicle comes with 26 configurations. Most of them are just ordinary vehicles. There are ordinary vehicles. There is a CVT engine, CVT transmission, sorry. There is a taxi, there are police forces. There is a DIY off-roader, homemade off-road vehicle. There are some more luxurious vehicles like the 30 Brilliance and Elegance that have a 3.0 liter engine. We have two 40EX Luminaire configurations that feature a 4 liter V8 engine, as it says in the description. And then we have a few touring more sportier versions with a 3 liter engine. We have a pace car, and then we have three configurations, the Sovereign, the gold-plated Sovereign, and the Sprinter, that have a 5 liter V12 engine. So overall, for this vehicle we have a good variety of selection. The second vehicle I'm going to try is the Sprinter configuration, the one with a 5-liter V12 engine, because it is incredibly good. It was a pleasant surprise. I don't have much complaints about this vehicle, because the brakes are good, the power is here, and it's a lot, but the wheels don't spin, so it is incredibly planted, and a very pleasant experience. Okay, that was close to disaster. And as you can see in the bottom right, I don't have the ESC, so at least I can't toggle it, and this vehicle doesn't cause any issue whatsoever. It's a very well made and balanced vehicle. There is also a thing that I want to mention with the other V12s, and is that they have the ESC, and if you don't use it, they become incredibly undrivable if you accelerate like mad, like me, and you have to be extra careful if you don't want to spin in an exit of the corner. But if you enable it, it isn't one of the ESC we have in this game that basically demolishes a vehicle handling. You can still have pretty good accelerations, and so I think that's a very well made ESC. Now, I broke the oil pan, but so far I'm speaking, I'm improvising, and I'm driving this vehicle pretty fast in a bumpy road with trees on the side, and I'm not having any issues. So this is proof that this is a very well made car, at least configuration, because there are a bit more hard to drive configuration for the not the Diamond, the Diadem, sorry, the Diadem. And I think overall this is the best configuration you can use for this vehicle. I highly recommend you can download this mod from the in-game repository. And anyway, I think that's time for a second crash with this car. Now there are too many trees on the side, I need an empty space to jump off the road. Okay, I don't care. Now, full speed, let's see what is behind here. Oh, okay. Bigger drop than expected. Okay. Okay. And I lost the body and the drive shaft. Not, sorry, the drive shaft, the chassis. Okay, now let's go with the free camera, and the body, yeah, as expected with a crash like that, it's mangled. I don't want to be inside this vehicle, but the chassis is still in a pretty decent shape, so it's a pretty strong chassis. And at last, the descent. I'm using the configuration called 30 GTZ Touring, which is as well a pretty fast configuration, and now let's see how well I can destroy it. Okay, the first roll wasn't anything exciting, the second hit pretty good, and now I'm just slowly getting hit by the cubes. Okay, now that's some rolls, bye-bye rear wheel. Okay, that was slow hit, that almost stopped the roll down the ramp. And now let's see, a hit on the back, fuel tank rupture, so now I'm on fire. And okay, look at the beefy engine, look at this, pretty big engine. Okay, now let's see, will it stop? Yeah, okay, it stopped. And as you can see, it is a pretty sturdy vehicle. The lack of the pillar doesn't compromise the structural strength of this car, so I think overall, as well as not having too much triangles and jittering on this vehicle, I think overall this is a pretty good and pretty cool vehicle. I suggest you to download it from the repository. Anyway, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.